All right, welcome to my book club. I'm Dylan here with gruff voice Keith. What's up, buddy?
What's up, Beefy? How we doing?
Beefy?
You didn't notice in this book?
No.
I'll get to it.
Okay, cool. Well, here's the Buddy Book Club. We're working down some bestsellers, and this week we'll be discussing Gone Before Goodbye, a brand new, hot off the presses novel by none other than Reese Witherspoon and Harlan Coben. If you'd like to recommend a book for us to read, reach out to us in past episodes. You can visit our website, buddybookclub.com, or slide to our DMs, Twitter, X, whatever you call it, Instagram. That's Buddy Book Club Podcast is the handle. You can listen to us iTunes, Spotify, where you get podcast, download, subscribe. 5-star reviews would be great. I think we actually got a couple on Spotify. I periodically check, and I was like, oh, there's a couple more reviews there. Please and thanks. Appreciate you. Keith. Well, a little peek behind the production curtain here. We were talking about a different book, something fantasy related, more in our wheelhouse. And then you threw this book out there because like, hey, this could be an interesting potential listen considering our relationship with Reese Witherspoon Book Club books. And now she's writing it. So, you know, it's like next level.
Jokingly.
Yeah, you were joking. I got confused. I thought you said, let's do it. And that's why we read the book. So here we are with Gone Before Goodbye. It's Reese's first novel. She has some children's books, which she should probably stick to, and autobiography or whatever thing she's got going on there, and did some photography book or something. I don't even know what that is. But this is her first novel, and she did it with, obviously, Harlan Coben, who's a multi-time bestseller, and he's kind of is the man of the thriller franchises, although I haven't read any of his books. This one has a 3.82 on Goodreads. Before we get into the categories, though, I think you have a book report prepared for us, so if you'd like to stand up in front of the class and present.
We have a long, storied history with Reese Witherspoon. It all started when we read The Last Thing You Told Me, which one of us, Dylan, said after recommending it that she is a scam artist and a shill and that she should be ashamed of herself. Now, what's the only way to get back at a scam artist, D-Man? That thing to do is buy their book and put money in their pocket. So I was very weary starting this book. That is until I heard Chris Pine's dulcet voice coming through the audiobook to start things off. I quickly changed my tune. But quickly, I envied Mark, a.k.a. Chris Pine's character, who was captured by African game, brutally tortured and killed. Gone Before Goodbye, more like Gone Before the Prologue. What precedes was a disjointed, nonsensical, unrealistic jigsaw puzzle. A jigsaw puzzle where someone would continuously dump new pieces in once you're like halfway through. Mm-hmm. Everything about this book didn't make sense. I will say I never knew what was coming next. I still honestly don't know what was coming next, or if the story even finished. I'm not even sure. But if you want an action book / getting over lost book / sci-fi somehow / superhero doctor book / company ethics book / world traveler book / I don't know, whatever you want to add in as ad-libs here because there's every single thing in this. If you want all those things, this is the right book for you.
It's funny because that was a good book report. Thank you. I'll give it a B. It's a solid B.
That was the first reading. Sorry.
Yeah, the reading was tough, but after listening to this book, it was prose. You know, so. But it's funny because you can hate a book, and you can hate it for lots of reasons. But it seems like the things that you went in there are the exact same things that I took out of it, and I'm excited to discuss those because, good God, good fucking God. All right, let's get into some stock up, stock down. Keith, I'll start it off so you can have a little breather after your book report. Collect yourself. My first stock up is ChatGPT. Stock up.
Oh, similar. Okay,
yeah,
go on.
AI is big these days. It's real big. The company's pushing it. You know, they're like, oh, you think we can lose 25% of the workforce if we just go to ChatGPT? But I guess it also applies to writing. You just don't have to write anymore. Just toss some absurd premise into ChatGPT, and this hot pile of diarrhea of the page will just come right out. The writing is fucking terrible. Honestly, my girl Sandra Boyden, author of the Belly Button book and Moo Ba La La La, some of my daughter's favorite books, way better writing than this. Way better writing. And those are cardboard books. It's phenomenal how bad the writing is. I looked up some, I'm doing research. I take this thing very seriously. So, interview they had her and Harlan Coben. They're talking about their writing process. And they both said that this isn't going to be any sort of like mail-in situation. We're not resting on our reputations here. One being a good author and the other person being Reese Witherspoon. They're going to go all in. That's like legitimately what they said. We are all in. We're going and we're going to give it everything that we have. This is everything you have. Have you heard of the MJ flu game? That's everything he had. What is this?
Speaking of diarrhea.
Oh my God. What is this book? So yeah, the writing was terrible. ChatGPT, not good. Did you have anything to say about that before I have another non sequitur?
Oh, I had my stock up was AI/Fembot/C3PO, but mine was actually a little different.
Go
so
on.
I don't know if you want me to add into it.
Yeah, sure. We can touch on my thing afterwards.
You already touched on the dialogue being absolutely fucking awful because a computer may have wrote that. It was so bad.
My first note of all of my notes was nobody talks like this. The conversations.
My first note of this book was the dialogue is so bad it's not realistic.
Yeah, nobody talks like that to each other. It just doesn't happen. So
my second note is, why is she talking to an imaginary Mark? Because I assumed it was not real. I was like, that doesn't make any sense why this person's talking like this. And it was an AI.
Oh, yeah. That was either so thinly veiled that we were all supposed to know that it was an AI.
That's true.
Or it was, I mean, who knows? This book is so bad that they could have been like, we got him. And that could have been a twist because I immediately knew it was an AI bot.
You can't introduce a crazy technology that is not known to this world yet that creates an AI Mark that somehow can spit off phone numbers and knows who to trust and not to trust and can have full-length conversations. Like, this isn't in reality yet. You can't just make these things up based off of metadata, whichever the fuck that means. They're just throwing terms out there. Unless the whole book is about that. If you want to make the whole book, this is a crazy idea of a thing, fine. That's the book about. Or it's a sci-fi book where there's tons of different things. Or if it's like just a straight action book and it's James Bond and he has some cool gadget. And yeah, fine. You can do all those things are allowed. But you can't do a stupid fucking AI dead Mark and then talk to me about like how important it is to give lip surgery to people in Africa and then tell me the details of heart surgery and shit like that. Like it's a real fucking in this world book. You can't do both.
Yeah.
You can't, Demon. Yeah. I refuse.
Well, you forgot the best part. One of the reasons she takes this job with the guy is to like pay off her sister's mortgage or something along those lines. Her sister was in debt and they paid off her debt. This is the same sister that created this grief bot, which would be a billion with a B, $1 billion business if it existed. It's like, oh, we're still in beta testing. Yeah, well, once you're out of beta, like this thing is, you could get an angel investor to come in and give you $1 billion right now.
Yeah.
She's in debt, and so you're like, all right, cool, I'm going to get on a plane and do this surgery. What?
Just you'll be able to pull at that software. Like what she did was able to come up with all this data. That right there is $1 billion. Let alone the idea of being able to then take all that data and spit it back out in such a perfect manner.
Yeah, the software that she created that's able to pull together all of his, his high school yearbook quotes for literally everything this guy's ever done and then extrapolate on that to be the one and the same of what this person is and to remember random people's phone numbers that, okay, sure. But they didn't have his phone. So whatever. Like, I agree with you. It's such an outworldly idea. Like, the idea itself is cool. I'm hip to the idea of the grief bot, but have it being like a fully fleshed thing that their main character can interact with is absurd because it's just like you said, it's something out of this world, and if the rest of the book is set in this world, it doesn't make any sense. It's very confusing.
For sure.
Well, that's funny because the non sequitur thing I was going to say was how do we feel about the grief bot? But
so fucking stupid.
But on top of that, I was also thinking it's funny about the grief bot in that. Imagine if this did come, like this technology did come around and we have 130 episodes and it just, I mean, this is us, obviously. We're not like doing a bit, but my grandchild just knows me from this grief bot.
Really racist and
well, what?
Sexist.
None of that. I've done none of that.
I'm talking about myself.
Yeah, but it's weird. All right, what else do you have for stock up?
Savior complex stock up. Listen, if you're in the military or you're a doctor, I think you kind of deserve to have a savior. Like, that's what you kind of are signing up for. And I appreciate that her character, at least, is both of those things. But I also think that those two professions are kind of really numb to reality. Like, they're for me, if someone came into my house and was trying to rob, my mind thinks, I'm going to pull my bat out from my bed, and I'm going to go down there and make sure no one gets hurt in this house.
Yeah.
Realistically, I'd go in my closet and start weeping, and hopefully the bad guys leave. Like that's how real things work in the real life. Yeah. But she's been out in combat. She's seen kind of the real world. She's dealt with doctor stuff. But for some reason, she still has this like ridiculous savior complex that doesn't make any fucking sense. Like she's running into Russia, and Nadia's like, "Yeah, I want to get my boob job," and she's like, "No, you need to be saved." And she's like, "No, actually, I'm good. Actually," she's like, "No, you need to be saved. You need to be," and it's like, okay, I'm like, what is she doing? I don't understand what her, like, even if Nadia was like, "Yeah, I need to be saved," what would she do? What could she has no idea where she is. She's not a Navy SEAL. She's just a medic for the Army. You know what I mean? And then she goes into Dubai and does the same thing. Does it like 4 different places. And then she goes to Germany. She just keeps on doing it. And I'm like, I have no idea where motivation is at all. You're just not good enough to be a doctor or a military person. You have to like save everyone, but then have zero forethought or planning around it. It makes no sense. And can we get to the point this is really the biggest issue. I didn't know how to put it into the book report.
Yeah.
A plastic surgeon is not doing heart surgery better than a heart surgeon. It's in my notes. It is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen. It's so fucking stupid.
It's in my notes. Yeah.
It's
funny.
You're nip tuck. You're not fucking. It's so crazy.
We have Mark and Trace, or at least Mark was the heart surgeon, and Trace maybe was.
But they weren't that good.
Did other
they weren't
things.
As focused.
But she was the plastic surgeon, so she's like coming up doing cleanup jobs, and Oleg Grigorovich at the end needs someone to put a new heart in him, and so he's like, "You're the person I want." And she's like, "I'm a plastic surgeon." He said, "Yeah, but you can do it." And she's like, "Yeah, you're right, I can." It's like, what? Where? How? So I understand that you've witnessed a failed attempt at this, and I'm sure you're, a very good doctor, but this guy's going to choose you to do it? Get the best heart surgeon and have her there to explain the Thumper 7 and how it works. But to be like, you're the one doing this surgery is mind-boggling. Just absolutely mind-boggling.
I don't know what that's to do with the savior complex, but yes, she was trying to save you to heart surgery. I know what it is. I realized. I think that she is still pilled up, and she's having like a Total Recall type thing. She's an action hero. She's fucking going off to Russia and traveling the world and doing all these things, and she's this whole time just either in a coma or tripping.
That makes way more sense,
right?
If that's how it ended, is like she wakes up from a coma, I would be like, total cop out, but I respect it because now it at least makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know. She has, for someone that's as smart as she is, and presumably street smarts, and that she's been in a lot of conflict areas and gotten herself out.
Whoa. Pork Chop's a street smart guy. Pork Chop, one of the worst characters of all time, by the way.
Yeah, terrible. Absolutely terrible. But if she's just so naive for being the person that she's supposed to be, getting on this plane, going to Russia, and then she's talking to these Russian oligarchs like she has ability now to make decisions. It's like, no, you are now in our world. You're not going to be the one here pushing us around.
And I would have respected her if she was like, you know what? I have nothing to lose. If I get sent over to Russia and I get killed because of this, so be it. My sister's out of debt now. We have a lot of money. That was worth it to me. That would be like, wow, that's super self-sacrificial. Like, she gets it. But instead she's like, I'm going to go over there and save the world. It's like, what? What's going on here?
My other stock up was saying what's on your mind stock up. When Maggie walks into Grigorovich's bedroom, she says, "Wow, you could probably fit 100 people in here for an orgy." Okay, Maggie, I see you. I see you. First thought, I'd be like, wow, this is a massive bedroom. That would be it. That would be my first and only thought. I'd be like, you could probably turn this into 2 rooms, have an extra room, or like put a pool table in here. She's like, 100 people, orgy, now.
She's measuring it out. She's like, the swing would go here.
Yeah, I appreciate that came out of kind of nowhere for our girl Maggie. So
all right, respect it. Yeah, for sure.
Stock down. What do you got?
I kind of referenced it earlier.
We'll probably be doing lots of cyclical thoughts here because fucking how terrible this thing was.
I don't think you caught on, but I don't know if you noticed, but basically stock down character names.
Okay.
As someone that is not very good with character names or like names in general, I kind of appreciated this. She would just walk in and she would kind of did the Austin Powers oh, that guy's a mole. You're named Molly now. Molly, 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 Molly. Like every single security guard or guy, she just gave a name to. It was like neck, pork chop, Cinderblock, beefy. Like she was just giving like every single guy was just named an adjective. Which, listen, I don't hate it. I mean, as someone that's a writer, I feel like you should be a little bit more descriptive, rather than just say that guy's name is Beefy because he's broad-shouldered. It seemed like a little bit redundant or a little, what's the word, reductive?
Yeah, you think the first call, like Coben's like, all right, this could be interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Reese has obviously read a lot of books. She's, has written some things. So like she can write, she can put a pen to paper. And with my, idea for story, like let's put it together. And she calls him, she goes, Coben, I got it. The father-in-law, his name's Pork Chop, and he's in a biker gang. And he's like, I thought we were doing like a medical thriller. She goes,
we are.
Yeah, oh yeah, we are. Yeah, father-in-law, Pork Chop, in a biker gang. He's like, oh, I'm gonna cash a check. Like whatever. Okay,
he flies to Germany, and there's people just waiting there, hundreds of people waiting there for him.
Yeah.
What do you
was
mean?
It hundreds?
Also,
was it hundreds, or was there just another
just
biker gang?
hundreds of people just
it
there.
Was
He
hundreds?
knew all of them, and he had banged every single woman there. He was a womanizer, but he was also the nicest man ever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's also like the head of a biker gang.
He also just murdered someone.
And is comfortable with murdering people.
Yeah, it's just...
But he's the nicest guy ever. It's like, well, are they not involved in any illicit activity? Because it sure seems like it based on...
He'd kill for his family, D-man.
Yeah.
You don't understand it.
Okay, yeah. Like he's not peddling meth?
Yeah, none of them are cliche at all. What is the bike... What is the biker gang was that they set up a place in a catchy place to go to in Baltimore to as a tourist trap or something? What was it?
That was,
oh no, he's in New York City.
Yeah, it was like the Hard Rock Cafe, but it's for like a biker gang.
Yeah.
In Times Square.
And he didn't have a phone, so you knew he's badass. That's how you knew.
Yeah. My first talk down is group projects. So you remember those group projects in college? It'd be, a pretty straightforward premise, and you'd have months and months to do it. So naturally, you chop it up, give each person a task, and then like set the meeting for a week before and say, you know what, we'll all just bring our pieces here, we'll put it all together, and we'll get ready for the presentation. Only to show up, this always happened, you show up there and realize no one had done anything. The whole thing crept up on everyone, no one cared, and now you're burning midnight oil to try to get this thing done. That's pretty much, it seems like, what happened here. Honestly, what did these two buffoons do besides cash a check and take our money? I honestly don't know. The fact that you presumably had months, and there's two of you, to write a book, and they're talking about their collaboration. They'd have these long phone calls. They didn't want to do like a Gmail thing because they're not tech savvy like Pork Chop. But they were able to like have all these calls, and you're calling and you're talking about this, and it reads like it was written by two people. Like I wrote a page and then handed it to you, and you didn't look at what I wrote. You just wrote your own page. The book basically is about what happens after Mark dies, but all of or a good amount of the twists potentially, or the things we're trying to find out, is what happened before that. What happened to Mark? What happened in it with Trace back then? So we're learning about I don't even remember what the freaking company name was. We're learning World Co-op or whatever the case is. We're learning about that, but it's so interspersed throughout, and you don't know when you're like, all of a sudden they'll start talking about it. You're like, wait, I don't even think we tied up the last one. So it kind of feels like the thought I'm on right now, where I'm just like so befuddled by the whole story that I can't even put a regular thought together.
Two people wrote a book, and then they squeezed it together and said, looks good to us. And they did zero editing and just control, find, replace, and just added names, characters, wherever. None of it made sense.
Yeah,
so
like who at the publishing company read this and said, okay, cool, we got a hit on our hands? I think they just read it and they're like, oh, whatever. Like, this is going to be her only book because, oh my God, it's terrible, but we're going to sell a lot because it's a Reese Witherspoon book. Yeah. It's a bad premise to begin with. It's a terrible premise. The writing we've already talked about is terrible. The characters are worse. And there are legitimately no twists. I don't even know what the twists were. We'll get into it later, but there's just no twists. So,
or we've read like 5 or 6 books from authors that are, in smaller publishing houses so far. And Those are significantly better than this.
We read a medical drama by the guy who's the dean of medicine
That was much better
at Michigan University. He decided to write a book. I'm sure he's a wonderful doctor. His book wasn't great, but it was a billion times better than this. Like a billion times. The fact that his book is going to make no money and this book is going to make a ton of money is a bunch of absolute bullshit.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree.
Well, and this guy actually knows medicine. Like, call him up, get some freaking tips from him. He's the dean of medical school.
Yeah, well, I told you before, like they dive into the Then I went to the left atrium. I'm like, you can't do this after this piece of shit horseshit book you just fucking fed us. Then pretend like this is a serious medical drama.
In the interviews, they're like, we pulled in cardiologists because we wanted it to be really like realistic to what was going on. It's like, my God, pull in a fucking biker gang and have them shoot both of you in the head, steal your money.
Classic.
Did you do a stock down? Should I get into mine?
Phones stock down. The whole phones issue in this book was, in a word, dumb as shit. Not because it's unrealistic that she'd run into phone issues, like that makes sense, but the solutions and everything involving a cell phone in this was the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen. First, let's just talk about the fact that she's like, oh, I don't remember the numbers I have. Fine, that's a realistic problem. Yeah. She's like, know what I do remember? The payphone that's outside of the restaurant that Pork Chop has. And she's like, great, I'll call that. Calls it, one ring answers. It's like 6 o'clock in Dubai. So she's calling it like, I don't even know what time it is, like 9 hours difference. So she's just expecting him to just be sitting inside a payphone for 24 hours.
He was. We're ready.
Just sitting there? Yeah. It made no sense. Why is he sitting there in there?
The payphone's in the bar, to be clear.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Well, whatever. Still. One ring. I don't give a shit. Yeah. He's got to be in the bar. It's like 10 a.m. Anyways. All
like
right,
he knows that she's going to call
right.
there?
She might be dead. I don't know. Anyways, dumb as shit. And then, I mean, this is why you know there's no editor. Because she's like, oh, I don't know anyone's number. I don't know his numbers. But then she says, know who I'll call? It's the smarty pants from our school that was like the best medical student so I can get some other guy's number. Mm-hmm. How do you fucking know her number? You don't even know who it is. You're calling her smarty pants. Yeah. How do you have her number? Makes no fucking... And then she has internet. Email people. What are we doing here? It was like a 30-minute drama of her being like, I need to find a phone. And then she's like, I'm going to go to ask one of these women who is clearly taking advantage of it. I'm going to save later. I'm going to completely come back and save them. And asked for their phone, and then there was this it was like this long process to get this phone, and then she's like, then I went back to my room and I did some research on the internet and sent some emails. I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Look up the bar number then. God damn it, D-Man.
What is this? She's like, I need to do a bunch of research, so I went on the internet. It's like,
but how did she know Smarty Pants' number?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It made no sense.
Oh my God. The phone thing is just, I was just when I was like, all right, this book, they're not even trying at this point.
Literally not trying. It's a great point. It's a great point. My next talk down is thrillers.
I can't read anymore. They're done.
Yeah, honestly, this has thrown me off thrillers, I think. Like, just how dare they call this a thriller? You know, I've been more thrilled myself sitting at a DMV to renew my license than I was reading this.
Wait, let me ask you this, though, first. Were you surprised by every single thing that happened in this book? Because I never saw anything coming. Not one thing. I had no idea what was going on. So... I didn't. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see the literal words coming one after another. I was like, this is not a sentence. Like, what is happening here? Yeah.
But I want to talk about the story because when I finished reading this, I was like, wait, what? What is the story? Where are the thrills? And I'm honestly, I was like, am I an idiot or did I just not understand the story? So I'm just going to try to piece it together. And you can fill in or let me know if I'm off base here. Maggie, her husband Mark, and Trace Packer, great name, leave the military to start World Cures, a charitable organization where they go into conflict areas and help save lives, right? Mm-hmm. They were in the military, now they're not. Or at least she was. During their time at World Cures, they create a new artificial heart system, the cutting-edge Thumper 7. Unbeknownst to Maggie, the main benefactor for World Cures is this Russian oligarch, Oleg Grigorovich. Also unbeknownst to Maggie, Mark and Trace are helping Oleg use World Cures to launder money for him. And on top of that, Trace, and I think just Trace, is using world cures to harvest organs for the black market trade. Mark dies. He gets murdered by some child soldiers, so we think at the time. Maggie loses her medical license because she starts popping pills. She gets recruited to perform a clandestine surgery in Russia, which she takes because they give her money. The surgery goes good, but somehow ends in her needing to escape and be in a shootout. She gets picked up by a CIA or MI6 guy who sends her to Dubai for another surgery. I don't know why she's going to Dubai for that surgery. No idea. There she runs into Nadia, Oleg's girlfriend, who admits she was fucking with Maggie, but back at his place with a tattoo. Oleg gets murdered on the dance floor. Maggie gets out of Dodge to find her way to France, France or Germany, I don't know. But there's some link there. Porkchop meets her and he's teamed up with some local French motorcycle gang. It turns out Oleg didn't die. It was his cousin who was his body double that he had murdered so his enemies wouldn't leave him alone. He needs a new heart, forces Maggie to use the Thumper 7 to give him a transplant, which she does successfully even though she's a plastic surgeon. Nadia confronts Maggie at gunpoint, accusing her of killing Trace. Aha! Porkchop enters stage left and pulls a gun on Nadia, saying that he was the one who killed Trace because Trace was the one that killed Mark. Nadia denies any involvement and Porkchop lets her go on her way. Roll credits.
Let me interject a couple things.
Yep, please.
One is why... So the guy that's getting plastic surgery, right?
Yeah,
in Russia.
Yeah.
Does he know... He knows he's getting plastic surgery, right? I don't get... What is he surprised about when he looks in the mirror?
Getting? Because he's surprised when he looks in the mirror because he looks so much like his cousin now. But he also is his cousin's body double. So, yeah.
Yeah. And then he freaks out, and then they decide to start shooting her for some reason.
Yeah, I didn't understand that part.
And then Nadia puts a tattoo on her leg to play mind games?
A temporary tattoo. To play mind games. Yeah.
How does she know what the tattoo looks like?
How do you create a temporary tattoo?
Yeah, how do you do from memory? How do you create the temporary and then why is that a mind game? I don't get...
Because she's like, Mark had this tattoo. So
I mean, it was a red herring
why
inside
does she have it?
A book that the character is doing. Like, the character is being like, I'm red herring you in the book? Like,
yeah.
Is that what's...
Yeah.
It was a meta red herring, right? Is that what it was? She's like trying to mess with it. I don't...
Between that
sense.
And them trying to make us believe, almost saying that the gruff voice surgeon who is wearing a baseball cap at the end and is in Chris Pine's voice. It's Chris Pine's voice. But it's not Mark because Mark's dead. So it was like that was a red herring, but it was one, so dumb, and two, what is going on? And then I read fucking Goodreads, and there's people on there being like, oh my God, I wanted the gruff voice to be Mark so bad. Cry face emoji. I'm like, who are these people? Round them up. Get them the fuck out of here. Send them on a spaceship. Send them on Blue Mars and get them out of here. Who is actually caring? And crying face emoji that.
If there's a sequel.
It was so bad. That's what I was. Oh my God. If this was set up for a sequel and it's like Mark's alive.
It is set up as a sequel. Is it Mark not alive? Like, that's why she couldn't run down the guy with the hat, right?
Why?
She got confronted with a gun.
Why would Porkchop kill Trace? Because Trace went to kill Mark?
He's dead.
Oh my God. No. My God.
He's alive, kid. I don't know what to tell you there. Sorry.
Mark is not alive.
Coming. Just brace yourself for it now.
Oh my God. Did you have anything else to clear up about that storyline?
There's so many things. Oh, here's one thing that was big. Nadia is so in love with Trace that she gets with a Russian oligarch and bangs him for like 2 months to find one person to potentially do a surgery on that person. That is what we're going with?
Yeah. She
what?
is hoping that he's going to need this surgery on his cousin, or was she just walking around being was the boobs first, the boob job first, you think that, and then he said, "Oh, well, I'm doing the boob job. I might as well transform my cousin's face to look more like me." So that then I can have him murdered.
Why? How is he with the plot line though that Nadia is so in love with this guy that she's banging this Russian dude in order to potentially get someone?
That part's not crazy. I feel like we've seen that in James Bond movies or something like that. You know, you are so in love with someone, but in order to get back with them, you have to
potentially a person.
But no, that part, that giant leap where it's like, because then I'll be able to suggest this surgeon from the United States who's a woman who I'm sure this Russian oligarch will want to use.
Her whole family lives in Missouri or Kansas. She just fly to the U.S. and go visit your family and then take a drive to Baltimore and say, hey, by the way, did you kill this person?
Yeah.
That's all you... Why do you have to bang a Russian dude in Russia? It doesn't make any sense to you, man. Why would you do that?
It's a great point. It's a really.
It's not like she's anything limiting her. She's like a rich person too at this point.
Yeah, it's true.
God damn it, D-Man.
Is this the worst book we've ever read? It's up there. It's really up there. As I was doing notes today, like I hated it as I did it, and then as I'm putting notes together, I was just getting angrier and angrier because like all the things were coming back and how they didn't make any sense. You know, sometimes I say, hey, I listen to books at night and the books are so good that I can't fall asleep because I'm just, lost in the book. Same thing happened here, but for the opposite reason. I was just like confused and angry that I was wasting my life listening to this bullshit. So I just like turn it off and be like, what the fuck did I just listen to for 20 minutes? Honestly,
well,
what was that?
Trace was a name we heard like 3 times. We're 9/10 into the book and they're like, oh, by the way, Trace is the bad guy. Who the fuck is Trace again?
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even know who the bad guy was. Who? Like, what is he? Was he? I honestly don't know. When you said he was, because they introduced like 10 doctors and all of them are good looking and the best and the fucking biggest dicks in the world and they all are womanizers. And I'm like, all right, I guess. Okay. They're all the same character, so I don't know who the fuck Trace is.
Yeah, I guess let's be clear on the twists here. One of the twists, probably the biggest one, is like Trace killed Mark, and then the other one is that Porkchop killed Trace, and...
But I didn't know we were even going after Trace. How is it... I didn't know he was protecting her. Like, how is it... You know what I mean?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Then these are the twists,
Yeah.
which one aren't twists, and two, we don't care enough about any of these people.
We don't know them.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know Trace. I don't care whether he killed or was killed. And then it was insinuated that they harvested Trace's organs or whatever at the end, supposedly.
That's who gave him the heart or something, right?
I guess so. Yeah,
That was I didn't mind that. I actually like that.
that's the one that gave the Russian oligarch. Oh, he gave Porkchop gave the heart to the Russian oligarch.
I don't mind that. That's pretty gory, and I appreciate it.
How long ago did Trace die? I'm watching the Frankenstein movie on Netflix. You need that heart like stat. You don't need like
you put it in the AI Mark. Mark preserved it. Do you not understand how AI Mark works?
Like unless Trace Porkchop brought Trace to Germany and just murdered him in the other room, then like that heart ain't gonna survive. That's just the cells will start to disintegrate immediately. What are we talking about?
Don't worry. You put it on ice, kid. What are we talking about? It's fine. You put it in this overhead baggage. Flew out to Germany.
Oh my god. Dance club, stock down. The only part of this book that had me feeling any sort of way was the claustrophobia I had as they detailed the Dubai club scene. So many sweaty people breathing all up on your face. Absolutely terrible. I'm happy to say, for one, that my clubbing days are far behind me, and I couldn't be happier about that. But Maggie, I will also say, Maggie is not a good hang, clearly. She's freaking out in this club, and then, talking back about how she took a pill at a music venue in Western Mass and went crazy, need to call a medic. It's really embarrassing stuff. Take the drugs and be chill. No one wants to be that crazy person, so... Maggie, not a good hang. Don't invite her to a festival or any kind of music show where there are heavy narcotics going on, even though she became a pill popper. So, I don't know.
Yeah, way to ruin everyone's buzz, too. She's like, they're like, oh, let's take some E. And she's like, actually, I took a pill 20 years ago in Springfield and I was throwing up. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So just a little bit
Is that necessary
ecstasy,
story
relax.
to tell people?
Other stock down is New York Times bestseller. Whatever. Anytime I see New York Times bestseller from here on out, it's going to mean absolutely nothing to me. It will mean literally nothing. If I turn a penny over and look at the serial number or whatever the case is, it will mean as much to me as reading that serial number. It's like a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame or an Oscar. They're clearly bought and not earned. Shame. I was going to say favorite part or storyline, but I mean, what are we doing?
I did think that the altruistic billionaire, I thought he was a good guy. I think that, if anything, they're like, he's hiding money in charities and advancing technology and science. They're like, what a dickhead. I'm like, what? You could be hiding your money in fucking yacht clubs. Like, I don't really understand. Like, they were upset with him that he was laundering money through a big charity. What was the issue? I didn't get it.
The issue is that, he was laundering the money, so he'd upcharge things, like 4 times as much, but then he would pay it, basically charging the company that he would then pay. So he was laundering money through it.
Do you want him to do like a fucking laundry shop?
It's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Also, they don't explain what else he's doing. Like, oh, it's to fund his child sex trafficking thing. It's like, oh, okay, that guy's a bad guy. The only thing we knew he funded was World Cures, which was going around helping people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Like I said, I think that guy's good. And he's advancing technology. He's like, let's do all these fucking wild things with technology. I'll start. I'm like, what a guy.
Yeah.
Appreciate him.
Yeah. A lot of similarities to the Frankenstein movie on Netflix.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Noted.
Yeah, I definitely did not have a favorite part, but you obviously have your best character right there. I will say worst character, Maggie, clearly. I mean, this
she's
one,
awful.
she's not a real person. She's not set in reality. She's a caricature of a human being. They go through at one point, and I don't know if you caught this, and I might be making this up because I couldn't find it anywhere, and I didn't like screenshot the moment, which I usually do, and go back to it. But I'm almost certain of this. They went through this list of all of the things that she has done and can do. The next one being even more absurd than the last. Obviously, she's a brilliant surgeon in this case, but they're talking about her military career and her training and all this. And I was like, come on. And they just keep getting more absurd. And then the cherry on top, and I'm almost 100% certain they said this, is that they said she was a Medal of Honor recipient. Did you get that?
I thought she was a Purple Heart. Was she Medal of Honor?
I'm almost certain they said she was a Medal of Honor.
I mean, makes sense to me.
So when did she get this Medal of Honor? What did she do to earn it? There were only 28 given out during the Afghan-Iraqi wars. There have also been, in history, about 200 recipients for non-combat incidents. But 1, they stopped awarding that medal for non-combat situations in 1963. And 2, it was mostly given to Navy men who acted heroically during naval disasters like boilers, explosions, or men overboard. So, so out of the 3,500 Medal of Honors awarded, only 79 were for medical personnel. 79. And that's since the 1860s. Do you know how many women have been awarded the Medal of Honor, Keith? 1. Fucking 1. And it was during the Civil War. All right.
Maggie's different, kid. Do you not understand that she's the best surgeon ever? She can do heart surgery without practicing or doing any research on heart surgery.
I cannot believe they just threw in a throwaway line that she won the Medal of Honor, and it was like, what? That is, I want to hear that tough story, because what the fuck did this surgeon do, this woman surgeon do? And I have no problem with her being women. I'm just saying the statistical facts of who gets these Medal of Honors. It was Mary Walker, God rest her soul, in like 1868, so it's just not a thing that would happen.
I also needed more on what she did that was so bad. I assume like someone came in, she was high, and did she make him look like the Joker? Like what did she do exactly? You're not walking into a conference and people are like, oh my God, that person there is a shitty. It's like no one. That's what the problem with a lot of these books is like every main character is somehow every single person in the whole story knows every single bad thing they've done. It's like that's not world works like this, especially in a profession like the medical profession. Like yeah, you might have like some gossip in your hospital, let's say. You're not going to a medical profession and the person from Saudi Arabia comes there and he's like, oh, there's this person. I remember they did something. They got caught, and got their medical license taken.
Yeah, well, I will say,
no one ever know that.
I will say that it is very likely that if she, I don't think she did anything crazy. She just was.
She's not doing heart surgery. She's doing
drugs.
Fucking plastic surgery.
She was on drugs as she was doing surgery. Got caught, lost her medical license. So there would be definitely some scuttlebutt for sure.
I think the whole your husband got chopped up with machete and her mom just died. She's probably having a tough time. Would be a little bit forgiving. I think most people would be, but that's just me.
Yeah. Well, I think people, there might be some whisperings, but I don't think it would be a situation where she shows up for her mom's award ceremony and people are like, you have got to leave. Oh my God, you cannot be here. It's like, this is my mom. What? Yeah, exactly. I lost my medical license. I'm not going to perform surgery here. I'm just here to see the show. What are we doing? Right.
That's why I was like, oh, she might have killed a school of like kids. Like they like came in and she just started
one by one
chopping them up or something. I was like, oh.
What about Loves? What'd you love about it?
I thought Chris Pine was good. Narration
His
was fine
brief
overall.
stuff in there, yeah.
If you cut this book out and just took like one idea from it, you'd be like, okay, I can see that being a good book. So yeah, there's potential.
Which one? Honestly, which one? Because I don't even see it. I mean, it could be a medical show about the Thumper 7. So.
I have the rewrite on the hates. You know what I do, kid.
Oh,
I don't.
okay.
I don't just complain. I come with it.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Well, I'll let you get to that because the only thing I have for love is I love that I never have to read a Reese Witherspoon book club book again. Read another one of her books, see a movie that she's in or a TV show that she's in. She's full on dead to me. So that's what I love about it. Hates. What do you got?
Hates, I'll rewrite the book. So here's what happens. Turns out her husband actually isn't this amazing dude. Him and Porkchop, the head of the biker gang, taught him the best way in life is cutting some corners. So he's not this squeaky clean doctor. He's the one over in Russia selling kidneys in the black market, keeping his wife in the no-no. She doesn't know anything about that. He's got that side gig going. He ends up getting snuffed out by this Russian oligarch competitor, right? Because, he's in their space. He's fucking trying to take this Olog's business, which is selling kidneys in the black market, and he's trying to come in there. Maggie gets told this fucking dumb story about how he's amazing and he's done this African thing, but ultimately we know he's a shitty person. However, she's none the wiser, and her sister creates this AI version, starting the doomsday scenario of AI, where Mark, who is this very, very smart, evil person, is now taking things into his own hands as an AI sentient being, and he starts to take out anyone that gets in his way of trying to rule the world and become not only the new bike gang leader, but the world leader through AI. What do you think? Pretty good, right?
It's so bad. But it's better than this.
That's good.
It's so bad.
How is that bad?
It's like the 13th floor.
Terminator. It's Terminator.
Yeah.
I just did Terminator a lot. I took the same stuff that was in this book and I shaped it in one direction.
James Cameroned it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, there's nothing in this book that you could take. Absolutely nothing.
I liked it.
I mean, it would have been more interesting if Mark just wasn't the guy we thought he was or something. Anything would have been more interesting than whatever happened. Than the bad guy being a guy who wasn't even in the frickin' book. The bad guys, and the oligarch's heart still beating at the end. I don't know why that matters. Okay, cool. He's in a coma, and then it's like he's in a coma, but his heart's beating.
And she's the best. Do you not know that? I don't get it.
That was great at the end. They're like, "Hey, what's going on with Oleg?" It's like, "Well, he's in a coma, but his heart's still beating." She's like, "Nice. Okay, cool. I did my work." It's like, what? He's in a fucking coma. She didn't do a good job. He's not in a good way. Listener mail, I don't think we have any, so we're going to go for a Goodreads review of the week, which I'll be doing if we don't have any listener mail. Comes to us from Katie Terosian, so Katie, we appreciate it. This was one of the stupidest goddamn books I've ever read. 1 star.
Straight to the point.
Katie.
Love that.
Thank you, Katie.
Katie, fan of the program. Let's send this to Katie. Let's go.
It took us 45 minutes to do what you did in 10 words.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Cast the movie. Don't care. Should not be made into a movie.
Every character is played by Reese Witherspoon dressed as the best character.
Eddie Murphy.
Yeah. It's an Eddie Murphy. It's a comedy, actually. Yeah. It should be pretty good.
It's Nutty Professor, just Reese Witherspoon in the role of a lifetime, or roles of a lifetime. Anytime I have an imposter syndrome, like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Like, how do I have this job? What am I, I feel like I don't belong. I'm just going to think about Reese Witherspoon writing a book, because holy shit, these people must have the biggest egos in the goddamn world to think that not only... Imagine you have to go on a whole press tour and talk about this book, and it's so fucking bad. You have to actually believe that it's good. You're so self-absorbed and narcissistic that you read this book after you finished it and said, wow, I did a bang-up job. It is an embarrassment. I don't even know. This is probably what I don't know.
I did think the prologue was good, though. I was like, the
prologue was fine.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is good. I'm like, I didn't think she'd be this good of a writer.
Cool. We're in a conflict zone, and this guy's trying to perform surgery. He says, "No, get out of here. I'll save the kid." Okay, cool. I've seen this before. Michael Bay movie. Got it. Okay, we're on a roll. This is gonna be great. And then fucking this bullshit. I honestly can't believe it. Keith, would you recommend this book, and who's it for?
Yeah, this is a top, not top 10 ESPN. Yeah. So Yeah, it's just a question of where it ranks in the bottom, and it's down there. So it's 0.5.
We get pretty ecstatic if something gets in our top 10 or even top 20 at this point. That's like, oh, great. Outside of Harry Potter, obviously, because that lives in the, all it's its own thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we might have to start doing a bottom 10 because I actually, maybe I don't want to ever remember this book, but yeah, it's clearly in the bottom 10. It is, whatever I said, it's funny you said that thing earlier that I had mentioned the last time about her being a shill and just trying to steal our money or whatever. That's exactly what she did again. And she hoodwinked us.
She got us.
I guess fool me
Fool us once.
Shame on me. Fool me twice. Yeah. Never going to fool me again.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think we've done that before with Reese Witherspoon Book Club, and now we're here again. So, yeah, I would not recommend this to anybody. I'm not a social organizer. I am not a protester. I'm sorry. That's just not in my blood. Obviously if something terrible has happened, maybe I would get out there, but I might get out there for this. Like I might go to Barnes and Nobles if it existed and would hold up a sign saying, do not buy this book. That is how adamant I am. I would take a day off of work to drive into the city to stand outside a store.
I would support you with that. I would come out there
just
with
to
a
help
sign
people
as well.
out. I want to save people.
You got to get behind causes you believe in, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I would not only not recommend this book to anybody, I will tell them that they should not read it. It is, a 0.5 star. I think that's fair. Just, it had word on the page. It's like signing your name on the SATs. You get an automatic score, 0.5. But outside of that, terrible book. A real shame that they're going out and taking people's money, in this economy. You can't be doing that. So, yeah, Reese, see you never. All right, well, hey, that was cathartic, so I appreciate it. What do we got coming up next?
Well, this time I hope we're doing either The Will of Many by James Islington, or we have, one second, Carried Away by T.J. Derry. That's a new author one, so yeah.
Yeah, that's like a new book coming out. I mean, they're both coming out. They're both going to be the next two. It just depends on when we chat with TJ. Maybe we should send him a note and be like, hey, I know you want to talk about your book, but will you go and read Gone Before Goodbye?
Yeah. Get a real conversation going on.
We can just talk about that and what's wrong with it, because
I think we complained for 50 straight minutes, but I honestly think there's another 30 minutes that we didn't even get. If you drill down into other things of the aspects of the books, I think we could find more. There's more to dig up, honestly.
So many. Like the guy in Dubai who's her fixer guy, who's a ex-US Special Forces person, and he's helping her, but he's also helping this family that we don't know anything about. His character doesn't make any sense either. Anytime they introduce a new character, it's like, oh, this person.
Oh, Beefy?
Makes
you mean?
Makes no sense. Cinderblock?
Cinderblock's at the door? Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, yeah. So we'll catch you for those two books, and that was Gone Before Goodbye, and I'm glad to say goodbye to this one. All right. I'll catch you the next one, Keith.
All right. Bye now.